Good morning, welcome to Little by Little, a short time in God's Word. Today, June 24, 2024. We're moving into the book of Isaiah, and we're here in chapter 8 into chapter 11 today. And again, Isaiah is one we've been studying on Wednesdays at Calvary Chapel. We'll get back to that in July, and there's a lot there. And so as we read through it here, just know that you can supplement that reading with Wednesday night studies. You can check online for past studies. We're up to about chapter 25 or so. Can't remember exactly. And we'll continue on from there. Isaiah, of course, is one of the major prophets. And we don't call them major because they're more important, but just that the book and the message is longer. He had more to say, right? And a longer time to do it. And so chapter 8, he's talking about an invasion. But let's go down to verse 11 of chapter 8 of Isaiah. The Lord spoke thus to me with his strong hand upon me and warned me not to walk in the way of this people, saying, do not call conspiracy all that this people calls conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, nor be in dread. But the Lord of hosts, him you shall honor as holy. Let him be your fear. Let him be your dread. And he will become a sanctuary and a stone of offense and a rock of stumbling to both houses of Israel, a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Many shall stumble on it. They shall fall and be broken. They shall be snared and taken. Because he's going to go on as, people are looking for answers, right? And so verse 18, behold, I and the children whom the Lord has given me are signs and portents in Israel from the Lord of hosts who dwells on Mount Zion. And when they say to you, inquire of the Medians and the necromancers who chirp and mutter, should not a people inquire of their God? Should they inquire of the dead on behalf of the living? To the teaching and to the testimony. If they will not speak according to this word, it is because they have no dawn. They will pass through the land greatly distressed and hungry, and when they are hungry, they will be enraged. They will speak contemptuously against their king and their God and turn their faces upward. They will look to the earth, but behold, distress and darkness, the gloom of anguish, and they will be thrust into thick darkness. This could be a message for today. The message then was, hey, don't be going the way of everybody else. Don't be thinking that this is what is going to happen and this is how it's going to go and you need answers. And so you're checking your horoscope, you're checking with dead people to talk about the living. Those are all things that he says, don't do. And when those things come up empty, when the conspiracy theories and all of these things kind of are loosey-goosey and are not providing you peace and instead more anguish, it's because you're not turning to the Lord. And so the result will be darkness. The result will be a mess. But notice chapter 9. And this is what I love about Isaiah, especially. It's often called the fifth gospel. Is messages of doom and gloom are there. Judgment is coming. Things are bad, right? And it's usually particular things that are going on that are causing the prophet to speak this way because God has given him that instruction. And yet then immediately following, many times, there's glimmers of hope. So chapter 9, but there will be no gloom for her who was in anguish. And he's going to go down through verse 2. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwell in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shone. And as you continue down, you get to verse 6, for to us a child is born. To us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end. On the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it, to uphold it with justice, with righteousness, from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. You go your own way and you look for answers and you're not looking to the Lord. There's death and darkness, but the light is coming. Hold on. And the light has come. Jesus has come. He has fulfilled this passage in part, right? He is the child that has come. He is the son that is given. But the government's not on his shoulders right now, right? That's still future. He is our wonderful counselor. He is our mighty God and our everlasting Father and our Prince of Peace. And then the increase of his government, these are still to come. And so the full realm and ramifications of that are still to come. And God's going to do this. You can take it to the bank. We don't have to be worried about coming elections. We don't have to be worried about the situation in the world and the seemingly decay that goes on all around us. Put your hope in the Lord. Stand strong in his light and his love. God will work it out. Till next